Could it be that we are called for such a time as this? I wonder what it means to be called. That God gives us important work to do, whether we are big or small. In God, we are called to help move the world. God's call comes to us when we are learning and growing. Let's get ready for a story about how one of God's people was called when he was very small.
When the people of God came into the promised land, they carried the ark into the mountains to a place called Shiloh. They put up the tent for God, and the ark stayed there. The people of God settled in the hills around the ark. Two of the people, Hannah and Elkanah, lived in Ramah, not far from where the ark was kept. Each year, they came to Shiloh to pray. Hannah wanted to be a mother so much, but she had no children. One year, she prayed so deeply in front of God's tent that one of the priests named Eli worried about her. He went to her to see if he could help. She told him that she was asking God to help her have a baby. He helped her pray. Hannah and Elkanah had a baby, and they named him Samuel, which means someone given by God. When Samuel was old enough, Hannah and Elkanah brought Samuel to Shiloh to live with Eli and learn how to care for the ark. Every year, Hannah came to see him and brought him a new coat to wear. One night, when Samuel was asleep on his mat in the tent, God called, "Samuel, Samuel." Samuel thought it must be Eli calling, so he went to him. But Eli did not call him. And he told Samuel to go lie down. This happened 3 more times until Eli thought that it must be God calling Samuel. He told Samuel to go back and lie down. He said, "If you hear the voice again, say, 'Speak, God, for your servant hears.'" God called him again. But this time Samuel did as Eli told him. God told Samuel that Eli's own sons would lose the ark in a battle, and Eli would fall down and die when he heard this news. In the morning, Samuel told Eli what God had told him. It came true. The people of God lost the ark, and Eli died. Since the ark and the priests were gone, Samuel went back to live with his mother and father. But God stayed close to Samuel, and he became the leader of all the people, called a judge. He was also a prophet. When Samuel grew older, the people came to him and asked him for a king. They wanted to be like the other nations. Samuel wasn't sure what to do, so he prayed to God, and God told him to go find a king. Samuel began to look for the right person. He knew that Saul would be the right one. He anointed him king by pouring oil over his head and giving thanks to God. Saul led the armies, and he was their king, but the Spirit of the Lord left Saul. Then God told Samuel to anoint a new king, He went to the house of the family of Jesse in Bethlehem. There he found David, Jesse's youngest son, and anointed him to be the new king when Saul had died. When all of Samuel's work was finished, he went back home to Ramah. When he died, people from all over gathered to remember him with tears of sadness and thanksgiving. Now I wonder, what part of this story was your favorite? I wonder what part of this story was especially about you, or where you might be in this story. And I wonder, what part of this story could we leave out and still have everything that we need? Thank you for listening. I loved sharing this story with you. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Snacks. This is just a quick reminder to always wash your hands before you handle food and before you decide to eat. So let's wash hands together to just jog our memory on what's best for hand washing. So first thing is to always wet your hand, turn the water on, wet your hands, grab some soap, and then you want to soak up your hands and scrub all over for a good 20 seconds. And as you probably know from school or from your parents or from teachers or anybody else, that you can probably sing Happy Birthday or ABCs or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and those songs also, or Jesus Loves Me, those songs usually take about 20 seconds. So when you're done and you've sung your song or counted or set a timer and rubbed everywhere, even kind of your fingertips and between your fingers, you can rinse real well. And then what's really important is if you're out and about, like at school or out somewhere, you want to dry your hands first, keep them clean, and then turn off the knob with the towel. Now at home this probably isn't so important, but if you're out and about where lots of people are using a bathroom, it's always good to turn off the faucet with the towel. All right, we'll get ready for a snack. Just always be sure to wash your hands before you handle food and eat. All right, bye.
Today for our snack, I found some fresh fruit from my kitchen to enjoy at this park. I have 2 apples, a cucumber from my grandma's garden, and I have a few oranges. Hey, when I put these together, it looks like a butterfly. Now I'm gonna go find a new place in this park to enjoy my picnic.
Hey campers! Today for snack, you were supposed to find a fresh fruit or vegetable available to you, which means something you found in your kitchen or maybe in your garden. And you were supposed to pack it up in that cool little sack you made in crafts and take it out on a picnic somewhere. And you did that with my friend in another video. But I thought I would also show you some other ways to make use of fresh fruits and vegetables for a snack. So my friend here is going to help me, and we're going to show you how to make some fun frozen banana pops. All right, so first what you need to do is grab a banana, and oftentimes it's hard to open them from the top. So if you flip them around, it's much easier to open them from the bottom. So we're going to peel our bananas. And then we're going to take and split our banana in half. And we are going to use a popsicle stick. If you don't have a popsicle stick, it's okay. You can use a spoon. The back end of the spoon can be inserted into the middle of the banana, just like this. Or if you have a popsicle stick, it looks like this. So we're going to do that and prepare our bananas to go into the freezer. We're going to freeze them, and then we're going to do something really fun with them. See you in a minute. Hey campers, we're back, and we just pulled our bananas out of the freezer. They are frozen solid, and they are ready to dip and decorate. So what we're going to do first is we've got yogurt here. This is just plain yogurt. You can get any kind you like, if you like vanilla or strawberry or a special kind. We're going to put a little bit out on a plate here. And then we also have some crispy rice cereal. Would you like to pour that out for me? Onto this plate, because I know that's what my kids like. You could use any crispy cereal, would be fine. And then what we get to do is we're going to take our frozen banana, dip it in our yogurt. You can kind of just spin it around. And if you need some help, you could probably use a utensil to help you. I'm just going to use a little bit of this. Okay, so it's covered in yogurt. And then I'm going to roll it in our cereal. Okay, and look how fun that is. And if you really want to make this fun, you can take sprinkles. We have a couple of sprinkles here. Would you like to open the sprinkles for me?
Sure.
And you can put some sprinkles on as well. To make it a really fun banana treat. Enjoy your frozen banana pops.
Hi campers! Today we are going to make a telephone out of tin cans, okay? So, and if you don't have tin cans, I know some of us don't have tin cans in the pantry.
Maybe you could use cups too.
You could use red Solo cups, or we also thought you could use a water bottle. You could cut off the top and use kind of the bottom parts of a water bottle. Okay?
Right here I have one of our Playroom walkie-talkies. So it's kind of like God sending the message to us, which is kind of added on to a telephone. Like the message can bounce back like that.
Great point. Yeah, it's just like us being called by God. A different way to hear the message, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And there's also a fun game you can play with this if you haven't played this before. Sometimes you can play it whispering, but we want you to try to use your new tin can or Solo cup telephone to do this. At the next time you're gathered around with a group of friends or maybe at the dinner table with your family, play the telephone game. So you start, one person has a message that, they lock it in your head, remember your message, and you're gonna say it to the next person after we make this phone. We'll kind of show you, okay? And then she says it to the next person. You go around the whole circle until it makes it back to the person that had the original message, and you see how close it was. It's kind of a fun game.
And maybe you could give it to someone that has a pet, maybe you have a dog at home and you could send the message to him and see what he thinks.
Bow wow.
Or
maybe all you get back, right?
Maybe you have a cat and you could do it to him or her too.
That's true. Yeah. Okay, so the supplies we need, tin cans or Solo cups, a nail. Here's where you might need your parents' help. You will need your parents' help with this one. A nail and then a hammer. I've got a kid's hammer. I don't think it'll work quite well though to get through the tin can, so I have this really big heavy duty hammer.
And
you could use a smaller one.
And you need string.
And you need string, yes, thank you. So empty out the tin can after your parent has used it, hopefully. We just made some tortilla soup with ours. And then you're gonna put the nail roughly in the middle of the can. And don't hammer your finger again. I've got a reel. You're just gonna let that nail go right through the tin can. Kind of wiggle it around a little bit if you don't have a big nail.
So then you can make a bigger space.
I'm going to make a couple holes just to enlarge mine to make sure I can get my string through. Okay, kind of makes fun popping noise too. And I'm going to make one more just so I can make sure that my string goes through okay.
And maybe if you have a tiny nail, you could ask your grown-up to help you with this. So you don't hammer your
no
finger.
matter what, have your grown-up help with this.
That's
Absolutely.
what I'm going to do for the first part of my thing. I'm going to ask my mom to help me.
That's smart, Madison. I will help you. Okay, so then you can kind of use the nail actually to get through your string. That can kind of help. That's what I'm going to do.
It's kind of like you could use the nail.
Get that in there. Once you get that end through, like that, you can also use just cotton string. That might even work better than yarn. Yarn is all I had around my house. And you're going to go in, don't cut yourself. Maybe ask your grown-up to help. And then you've got your string, okay? And you're going to tie a couple of knots on the end of your string. See here, Madison? We'll catch up on yours here.
Now I'm going to do my telephone with paper cups.
Yes.
So,
do you want to try to use the kids' hammer and the nail?
I
can help you with that
the
too.
kids' hammer because it might be a little easier.
Yeah. try that. If you have trouble, I can help you.
Looks like we need the grown-up.
Need a little help. That is just fine. So you got one side. Now you're gonna do that with your other side, okay? So I've got my one tin can, all right? So now do your other one.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so here's our finished product. Now we're gonna test it out and see how it works.
What did he say?
What do you think of the phone?
The phone is super cool.
It works pretty good, guys. I made it for you all to try it. And try it at the dinner table tonight. Send some messages.
Now it's my turn.
Okay, now Madison's gonna
Coco,
test it out.
Brownie. Let's see what you think of this phone.
Let's see what the guinea pigs think of the phone. So now we'll try the solo cup phone. Oh, Brownie just moved it right around. Can you, they just want to go right inside. Oh, Brownie went in the phone.
Matt,
Brownie, that's not how it works. All right, thanks guys. Have fun with your telephones.
Yeah, what's that? Oh, yeah, you liked the video. Good.
Hi friends, welcome to day 3 of VBS 2021, Called for Such a Time as This. Today we are learning about Samuel and how God calls us to stretch and grow. So today we'll start with some stretches. Ready? Taking a deep breath. Stretch up high, stand on your tippy toes and reach, and then bend over and touch your toes or your knees or the ground or wherever you can. Come back up, stretch up high, lean to one side, and then lean to the other. And just let that breath out. All right. Well, this whole week you can stretch and move your body. That's what this is all about, not just playing games. We want to keep moving our body. But today our game is going to be using sidewalk chalk to make watercolor pictures. Now, if you don't have sidewalk chalk and you just have some chalk, that should work too. And if you can get a cup of water and either an old paintbrush or maybe a paper towel or something. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a picture. You can draw shapes or you can draw a picture. You can do whatever you want. I bet some of you are like some fantastic artists. And so you can draw a picture. This isn't great, but this is my seashell. Right? So I'm going to color it in. And I don't have to color it all the way in. I'll make some drops of water. Color that in. You know what, for fun, I'm going to add some other color in this one. See how that turns out. Okay, and then I'm going to take my cup of water, and if you want it first, you can just sprinkle some of it on there. And then I'm just going to color it in and blend it. Now, whatever you decide to do for your sidewalk art, your neighbors are going to enjoy getting to see it. And I want you to take a picture if you can, and then have a grown-up send it in to us. You can email it to the church so we can share those pictures with everybody. We want to see your art. And this is just to help us remember that we each have gifts, just like Samuel did, and God calls us to use them to share with other people. So whatever you do today for your art, I know it's going to be wonderful, and I can't wait to see it. Hi friends, still day 3, and I actually have something else that we can do as another game besides the watercolor sidewalk chalk. So Samuel was called, and you should have made a telephone for the telephone game. So yours might look different. Maybe you have a different color plastic cup, maybe you have tin cans, but whatever you have, if you've got somebody there with you that can play this game along, maybe a sibling or a friend or a parent, you have to make sure that you pull this really hard, and then we're gonna say some phrases and see if the other person can understand what you're saying. So are you ready? Okay, so, all right, you say something to me. Say it again. God loves all his children. All right. So this is a game that you can play, and that to remind you that God does speak to us, maybe not so easily through a telephone or in person, but he does talk to us just like he called Samuel. He calls you to share your gifts and your talents. Friends, have a great day. See you next time.
We've heard God's story about how God's people have been called to help move the world. Now, we listen to stories about others who have answered the call in their own time to help move the world.
First words and first steps. We stretch, we grow. Reaching and climbing, we wonder and play. At home and school, we stand up, we show up. In big and small ways, we move the world.
We take our first steps. We walk on the moon. Astronauts Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong were the first to step on the surface of the moon in 1969.
We draw a picture all by ourselves. We create a memorial with others. First displayed in 1987, the AIDS Memorial Quilt honors the 32 million lives that have been lost to HIV/AIDS.
Thank you for joining us today and on our online Vacation Bible School journey with Peace Lutheran Church and Holy Cross Lutheran Church out of Austin, Texas, where we celebrate that we are called for such a time as this.